back, cosmic family. Gather around and prepare your nervous system because the universe is about to hit the ultimate cosmic amplifier. On June 30, 2026, Jupiter, the grand planet of luck, boundless abundance, and doing the absolute most, it's officially packing its bags. It's leaving the deep, sensitive, and emotional waters of Cancer and strutting directly into the roaring, brilliant fire of Leo. This begins a 12-month celestial party that will last until July 26, 2027. Now let's do a quick vibe check on where we've been since June 2025. With Jupiter in Cancer, our collective energy was basically a one giant therapy session. We were looking for safety. We were protecting our peace, crying under weighted blankets, and aggressively nesting. Jupiter takes about 12 years to tour the entire zodiac, spending roughly 1 year in each sign. Think of Jupiter as a giant cosmic magnifying glass. And when it struts into Leo, the cosmic stage lights don't just turn on, they explode. We are moving away from the quiet sweatpants-wearing sanctuary and stepping directly into a metaphorical Broadway stage. So if you have been playing small, hiding your gifts, or waiting for permission to exist, the universe is giving you a massive fiery kick in the pants. This transit brings a roaring tide of fortune favors the bold. The universe is looking at your hiding spot in the background of your own life and saying, get out there, put on the glitter, and own your truth. The world is waiting. So now let's look at the celestial mechanics here. Because the science behind this magic, it's completely chaotic in the best way possible. Leo is a fire sign, and it's ruled by none other than the Sun. Now let's look at the math. The Sun is the absolute center of our solar system, holding 99% of our solar system mass. Jupiter is the largest planet in our cosmic neighborhood. So big we could fit 1,300 Earths in it. So when we join the two biggest attention seekers in astronomy together, the atmosphere becomes electric. Both Jupiter and the Sun share the fire element. They speak the same language of warmth, enthusiasm, and look at me, I'm glowing. This means the cosmic thermostat has just been cranked up to 1000 degrees. During this 12-month cycle, extra is not just a choice, it's a mandatory way of survival. This transit is entirely personality-driven. The universe is turning up the volume on personality, on individuality, which means we are about to see some of the most colorful, eccentric, and downright wild characters rising to the fame in the world stage. Subtlety is dead. Playing small, it's illegal. Anything less than too much is just not going to cut it. This is a massive energetic nudge from the universe to step outside, stop overthinking, and take the absolute, unapologetic command of your life. Now let's dive into the sacred fire heart of this transit. The awakening of pure, unadulterated passion. Leo energy naturally loves to express itself. But when you inject Jupiter boundless philosophy in it, self-expression evolves into something theatrical. It cannot just be a hobby. It has to be done with panache, with drama, and with literal fire bolts of inspiration. Spiritually speaking, creativity is a divine act. So when you create art, when you write a story or launch an original idea, you are channeling the very energy of the divine creator. By answering your creative calling, you aren't just making stuff. You are discovering what you are, and that you are in fact the main character of the universe. Leo is also the eternal archetype of the inner child. It represents pure, inhibited play. And let me tell you, nobody loves to play quite like Jupiter. Under this transit, our metaphorical sandboxes are expanding, and the castles we build in our reality will need to be bigger, bolder, and way more imaginative than anything that our neighbors are doing. The celestial alignment is also unlocking a desperate, borderline chaotic craving to receive love and attention. The energy of romance, passionate relationships, and dating, it's getting a massive cosmic upgrade. People will actively chase fireworks, grand gestures, and dramatic love confessions. It is a time to love fiercely, give generously, and open your heart so wide it almost feels ridiculous. But hold on your crowns, because we need to talk about the shadow side. Jupiter is known as a lucky planet, but it has one toxic trait. It expands everything without filter. It doesn't care if it's expanding your spiritual wisdom or your unchecked ego. It just yells, "Make it bigger." So when the expansive force of Jupiter meets the royal pride of Leo, it can turn even the most grounded spiritual souls into absolute drama queens. So under this transit, we have to watch for arrogance, hyperdrama, and petty entitlement. Leo energy is highly intense. When we direct that intensity into art, business, or helping others, it is a superpower. But when we bring that same theatrical energy into a minor argument about who didn't wash the dishes, things can blow up in spectacular fashion. What happens during this transit is that our personal energies can become so over-focused and highly charged that we actually scare away the very things we are trying to manifest. We all seen it. Someone doesn't get their way, so they put on a full-on cinematic production. Doors slamming, tears falling, string sections playing in the background. A total temper tantrum because reality didn't match the expectation. That is the unevolved Jupiter in Leo. We might find ourselves magnifying every slight out of emotional proportion. A friend forgets to text us back, and suddenly we have written a three-act tragedy about betrayal. But here is the spiritual law of this 12-month cycle. Wherever we react with intense melodramatic force, the specific area of our life will completely stall out. So if you throw a tantrum about money, your bank account will likely be frozen. If you get too overly obsessive and intense about a new crush, your energetic desperation will likely send them running to the hills. Think of this like a classical theater. Shakespeare dramas always end up with everybody dead on the floor. So what is the divine remedy? Switch genres. Stop viewing your life as a tragic drama and start viewing it as a divine comedy. Instead of burning the stage down because of a plot twist, laugh at the absurdity of the human ego. Look for the higher spiritual lesson and learn to laugh at yourself. This brings us to the heavy-hitting celestial alignments, because Jupiter is going to run into some major traffic in the sky. The biggest astrological event during this journey is when Jupiter in Leo goes face-to-face into a direct opposition to Pluto in Aquarius. This is an epic cosmic tug-of-war between your personal ego and collective power. Jupiter in Leo is standing on the table yelling,
"Look at me! Celebrate my individuality!"
Meanwhile, Pluto in Aquarius is standing in a corner saying,
"Cool story, but how does this help the community? And also, we need to destroy your ego entirely."
This opposition is going to trigger some hilarious yet painful spiritual frictions. The main character versus the group chat. You will feel pulled between wanting to be a unique star and needing to actually cooperate with the group. The battle of the bosses. Expect intense power struggles with people who think that they're actually in charge. Spoiler alert, the universe is actually in charge. As if Pluto wasn't enough, the universe is throwing another curveball right at the start of the party. For the first 3 months of Jupiter entering Leo, it will form a tense square to Chiron in Taurus. This creates a brutal pushing pull between your desire to shine and your need for safety. Jupiter is screaming,
Take a massive financial risk. Buy the golden suit.
while Chiron in Taurus is whispering,
Bro, look at your bank account. You need to buy groceries.
This friction can show up in very specific ways. First, we have the clash between showing off and playing safe. You want to make a bold, flashy move because you crave recognition. But Chiron instantly triggers an intense fear of losing stability. This forces you to build your confidence on real self-worth, not on shaky ground of outside praise. Second, this aspect demands healing through tangible action. Jupiter loves high-minded philosophies and saying that the universe will provide. But Chiron in Taurus doesn't care about your vision board. It demands real-world practical proof. You cannot just positive think your way out of a messy reality right now. You have to look at your health, your body, and your income, and take actual physical steps to fix them. Third, get ready for imposter syndrome. Jupiter wants you to be noticed, but Chiron will highlight every area where you feel like a fraud. Face it head on. This is a beautiful reminder that your true worth is an inside job. And no amount of applause will heal a wound you refuse to look at. My friends, the grand spiritual lesson of this entire Jupiter in Leo transit comes down to one simple thing: transforming our stubborn personal will into divine willingness. As humans, we love to get in our own way, and we get incredibly offended and throw massive internal tantrums when life doesn't unfold according to our strict and rigid timetables. When an obstacle appears, our ego wants to scream at the manager of the universe, instead of recognizing that the tide has changed and that the universe might have a much more larger, more magnificent plan that requires things to go wrong right now. We fight the current. And let me tell you, swimming upstream in a golden cape, it's exhausting. Many of us have indulged our egos for so long that we go around pointing at things, saying, I want this, and I want it right now. And we are utterly shocked when the universe says, no, absolutely not. This transit is teaching us to surrender that demanding ego. Life doesn't want to hurt you. You are ultimately hurting yourself by fighting the divine timing of the cosmos. Every plot twist happening in your life right now is perfectly calibrated to make you grow. So embrace a little humility during this Jupiter in Leo. Graciously accept the magnificent gifts life is trying to hand you. Not when your ego demands them, but according to the perfect, flawless plan of the universe.